we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on, Giants fans, Big Blue Crew members? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Talk Our Way with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk and Big Lou, aka Mr. G Nation Inside Sports. What's going on, Lou?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, not much. Get ready to get to some of this real talk on the New York Giants Talk Our Way podcast. New podcast brought to you guys. And you made a very interesting video earlier. You were talking about the whole Saquon Barkley saga. I'm gonna let you elaborate on it a little bit, and then we're gonna get you in the big screen and let you talk your talk with your video earlier from today. Go ahead, check out that video, man. But give me a little insight of where did this come from? Where did you find this information from?
So it was a report by Ryan Dunleavy and saying that Miami and another team were trying to trade for Barkley, and the Giants said no to both teams. And then they said that Barkley was requesting the trade, and Barkley immediately tweeted and was like, that's cap. He never requested no trade. So it kind of makes it look like they were trying to throw dirt on his name so they can cut ties with him and not look like the bad guy. Right? So, but then on the other hand, it makes you look like they were bluffing and didn't want to let him go. Right? Because there's multiple ways that you can look at it. If you didn't want him to leave, you would block them trades, hoping that you can come to terms on a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't say nothing about the trade offers to make it look like his value is gone, hoping that he'll succumb to whatever you offer him.
Yeah,
So it kind of looks like some shady business practices. That look like some hood stuff going on in corporate suits. That's all I'm saying. It looked like some stuff you would see on the corner of the boulevard happening in an office.
well,
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Before I give my little input, we gonna keep it real on this podcast. Before I give my little input, let's hear from the horse's mouth, man. Go check out G Nation Inside Sports video. Saquon Barkley trade rumors. We're gonna get a little clip from it. So here we go.
Ain't no chat, no like it's just action. All my is strung on these hatching. You already know. Popping. Ain't no stopping me now, steady rocking. Watch them hate on me now cause I'm locked in. Watch the hate on me now cause I'm popping. I ain't stopping.
And the New York Giants are the Super Bowl champs.
What's going on, sports fans, New York Giants fans, NFL fans? Welcome back to another episode of G Nation Inside Sports, New York Giants news. Quickly, believe it or not, after everybody was out there talking about how nobody made an offer for Saquon, according to Ryan Dunleavy, two teams were trying to trade for Saquon while their negotiations were stalled. One of them being the Miami Dolphins. Okay, both attempts from both different teams were negated by the New York Giants. I'm going to read a little article to you guys real quick. The Miami Dolphins were among two teams that made trade offers for the New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley this offseason. Sources told Ryan Dunleavy of the New York Post, the New York turned down both offers as the team was never interested in trading Barkley this year, despite rumors. According to Dunleavy, it's unclear which other team reportedly also tried to acquire the star tailback. Barkley was considered a potential trade candidate amid his stalled contract negotiations with the Giants, who placed a franchise tag on him earlier in the offseason. The two sides then failed to agree to terms on a multi-year deal before the July 17th deadline. Barkley wasn't expected to report to training camp, but surprisingly signed a new one-year contract, reportedly worth up to $11 million on Tuesday, earlier today, that is.
And that's all you're gonna get. I can't give you the whole video. You gotta go to YouTube, go to G Nation Inside Sports, and check out that whole video, man. Great insight, great content right there. Only coming from G Nation Inside Sports. Tune into his channel, like and subscribe. He gives you the real, man, real information from real sources. So got that from the source that he mentioned in this video. Very valuable source. Go check it out. G Nation Inside Sports, co-founder of the Big Blue Crew. But that's all I can give to you. I can't give you all the goods out here on Our Way Podcast. You gotta go check out his channel. But the gist of things is that, according to your sources, Miami wanted to trade for Saquon Barkley, and I absolutely believe that. That's what Miami does. They go get a bunch of people and put them on one team, and hopefully they can do something. That's what they do. As you've seen, they traded for the cornerback from the Rams, Ramsey. They brought in Tyreek Hill. They bring in a lot of veterans, give them a bunch of money. Hopefully they can come together and make something happen on their roster. They're known to do this. And then see, there goes your source right there. Like I said, if you want to know where that article is, look up that video, watch that video, get the article, and do the work for yourself. Study to show yourself approved. I go by that. But
Hey, okay.
my whole take on that is I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe the Dolphins may offer maybe a third or fourth round pick for Saquon Barkley. They wouldn't mind giving him that 10.1 million on the franchise tag, and they would have tried to ban the guys over there to try to make something happen over there in Miami. So if Miami's one of those teams, I definitely believe that. Do I fear there's some unfair business practices going on in the New York Giants facility? No, because all business aspects when it comes to NFL, they all operate the same way. They lower your value to the public, and the whole time they want you there. I mean, that's the name of the game. Get you for as least as possible. That's the name of the game. Is it a dirty game? Hell yeah, but hey, somebody got to play it. Unfortunately for me, that's why I'm not a GM, because I probably would have caved in and gave Barkley a 16 to 17 million, because I do think he deserves a good payday. No matter how you
I
feel,
gave him
how I've been talking
14.
about him. I mean, that's what was offered, and he didn't take it. That's what was offered, and he didn't take it. It's been reported. So he came in on the 11 million. He plans to ball out, and he plans to go out there to get his contract again. Now, I want to speak on something that you said in the video with Miz, and I totally disagree with you on. And we're gonna keep it real on here, Giants Talk Our Way. You guys said that Daniel Jones should have probably gave up a couple of million off his money
I
to
said
give to
could have.
Saquon. Yeah, could have. That's even a could have. I disagree with that. Could have gave up some of his money to give to Saquon Barkley. Now, I want to hear your stance on that, and then I'm gonna give my rebuttal on that. But go ahead.
My stance was simply this. If statistically speaking, Daniel Jones is better when Saquon is on the field, right? Now we have a true center. Hopefully, Evan Neal takes his second year leap, and hopefully, John Michael Smith is as good as I'm hoping he is and can be a plug and play from day one. Now, if you actually have a solid O line, excuse me, now that RPO and that play action is way more deadly because you have to account for DJ's feet and Barkley's feet and DJ's arm and the receiver's ability to catch and the tight end Darren Waller and all the new weapons that we have. So if you want to keep this team growing, not taking a step back with a rookie and some other guys who have to learn the playbook, you want your guy who can call out defenses just as well as you, communicating with you in the backfield, on the field, to be your security blanket. Now, we've seen quarterbacks like Brady do it, Eli Manning do it, for certain players that they felt were essential to the team. Now, am I saying he should have done it, being that he just got his first real contract? No. But if he felt like him stepping in and saying something or being like, hey, is there any way that maybe I can take a million or two out of my contract to ensure that we can work something out with Barkley? You know, we've seen, and he may have, and they just didn't publicize it, you know, because I don't think DJ's a bad guy. I think he's a very humble guy, very quiet, good guy, like Eli Manning, very, very similar, a lot of similar traits, even though people didn't like the comparisons because we love Eli Manning. You know, they do have a lot of similar characteristics. So I'm not saying that he didn't. Maybe he did behind the scenes and nobody mentioned it. But I was saying it was an option if all things failed and there was clutching at straws on how to try to make a deal and help Saquon still be a Giant. It was an option.
Okay, so you said there's an option for Daniel Jones. Let's just say Daniel Jones got his 40 million, but you said, hey, look, Daniel Jones could have took, let's say, 37 million per year, and be like, hey, give the other 3 million to Barkley to make up to that 16 million from that 13 million. You saying he could have done that?
No, not even make up, just like, you know, put, hey, if I take a little pay cut, can you, you know, would that help the negotiation process to keep him here so that we can make this a go? We, you know, we both been through here through the leaner years, and we finally got into the playoffs. We like the way that tasted and felt, and we'd like to make another go of it. So if I can take a pay cut to ensure that he stays here so we can try to get our face back, I would really like that.
So we both know that Saquon and Daniel Jones have both been here through the absolute worst of times,
Horrible
correct?
days.
The offensive line did neither one of those guys any favors. The lack of weapons did neither one of those guys any favors. The lack of coaching and lack of GM didn't do to those
Lack
guys
of
any
consistency.
favors. Yeah, any favors being here because Saquon Barkley as well as Daniel Jones had to go through all those coordinators and coaches together.
Mm-hmm.
They're hip to hip basically. Saquon Barkley was here to try to save Eli Manning, couldn't do it. Daniel Jones comes here. They try to save this organization. They were getting their ass whooped the first 3 to 4 years, basically. To Brian Dable came here. So I'm not saying that either one of them went through more while being here because I think they both went through hell the first
Yeah.
4 years. So the difference between them is people like Saquon
One,
Barkley. You see what I'm saying?
say
The
what?
worst things people like Saquon Barkley. The worst thing that's been said about Saquon Barkley in the media was that he was injury prone because he got hurt 2 years in a row, which is a fact. He did get hurt 2 years in a row. And when you start getting hurt back to back years, they start calling you injury prone. That was the worst thing that's been
Yeah.
said about Saquon Barkley.
Regardless of it being a fluke or not, they're going to use that against
Yeah,
him because that second one was a fluke. That fucking
yeah.
stepping on the ankle shit. But
Well, actually, that was a third one because he hurt his ankle the year before, but he came back kind of fast. That was a year where we had Jake Fromm him after Daniel Jones got hurt. And a lot of people don't mention when they say, well, Daniel Jones' stats ain't what they is without Saquon Barkley. Well, you look at Saquon Barkley without Daniel Jones and you look at that team and you tell me what you saw. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, but you got to remember what name you just said too, because you even said it yourself. If they throw Jake Fromm out there early in this game,
It's
it's
over
so you
with.
said it before the game. I
Yeah,
remember this
but
conversation
but but
vividly.
but
He's like, "This
but on
boy
the
ain't
other,
ready." Everybody's like,
but
"Oh
on the
no,
but
put Jake Fromm in there. Let's see what Jake Fromm can do. He might
I
be
already
better than
told you.
DJ." And you made a whole video about it, talking about, I don't know what the hell y'all smoking. I don't know what y'all thinking. But if you throw Jake Fromm in there behind his old line, he
It's
ain't gonna do
over.
no better than DJ. He gonna do worse. He gonna get killed. And
Yeah.
you were 100% correct.
Me and
And
Joe
that's what
said,
the
I
hell
said his
happened.
career is
So we
over
gotta
if you
account for
put him
that
in
too.
there. Yeah, yeah, but let me drive it home. And I did predict his pick sixes, both of them. I predicted them. Like the play right before, I said he could throw a pick six, and damn sure he did. But to drive the narrative home, The worst thing that was said about Saquon Barkley was he was injury prone. And look at the chip on his shoulder that he had before this past year. He was pissed off. Now imagine if Saquon Barkley was getting the same treatment as Daniel Jones from the start of his career. You can't turn on ESPN or anything dealing with the Giants without them making fun of Daniel Jones. In the newspapers, the blogs, social media, TV, anywhere Daniel Jones goes to look at Giant sports, his name is being slandered the whole time. Killing him, laughing at him, killing him, saying he's trash, one of the worst picks ever. He's horrible. He's fumble prone. He's a doofus. He's this, he's that. And he fought hard through all of that, them first 4 years. And then at least Saquon Barkley got his 5th-year option picked up. They didn't pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option, did they?
Nope.
During the bye week, did they have a conversation with Daniel Jones?
Sure did not.
Did they have a conversation with Daniel Jones over the bye week? Or was it Dexter Lawrence, Julian Love, and Saquon Barkley? And they went to Saquon Barkley first. They didn't say shit about Daniel Jones until he won that playoff game. At least Barkley knew in the back of his head, oh, they want me back.
But no, they had said that they liked him before that.
Did they offer him any money?
No, sir.
Yeah. Because if we didn't make the playoffs, we will be cheering for another quarterback right now or saying Tyrod Taylor is going to be the bridge until this quarterback is ready.
Thinking Mandarin, it's Maya.
Right. They didn't offer him no
5 different languages just now.
They told Daniel Jones pretty much, we're going to see what you do down the stretch, homeboy. Barkley, good. We want Barkley. We want to see what you going to do. That's basically what they told him. So now after he had to set history in his first playoff game for them to be like, you know what, yeah, we want this dude back. Barkley's back was against the wall. Shit, what was Daniel Jones back against? While getting bashed in the public. How many endorsements?
They've been bashing DJ the whole time. You get no argument there. They've been bashing DJ.
Yeah. Now, how many endorsement deals you think DJ is going to get throughout his career? Even if he balls out the rest of his career.
He'll get a few if he follows Eli's tutelage.
Daniel Jones, how many national?
Nothing like Saquon will.
Right. Nothing like Saquon will.
Nowhere near.
Do you know if they went on to win a Super Bowl, who do you think they're going to get a credit to? Even if Daniel Jones balls out and wins the MVP, who do you think they're going to get a credit to? If Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones goes on to win a Super Bowl, who do you think they're going to get a credit to?
Now you're creating tension in the locker room, sir. I'm not going to entertain this conversation.
No, that's not creating tension in the locker room. That's being straight up honest. Who do you think is going to get the attention? Who do you think is going to get the endorsements?
Barkley.
Yeah. Who do you think has the potential to earn a whole lot more money off the field?
But that's only if we win.
I understand that, but we're going to win. I promise you that. The way this team is being built,
that. I'm just saying, based on the scenario that you're painting.
So based on the scenario, when we start winning games.
Not necessarily, because even Tiki Barber carved out a nice little niche and he never won nothing. So
Tiki Barber was there way before Eli Manning was. People loved him before Eli Manning got there. But Barkley was here before Jones, 1 year before Jones. And he is loved. The dude gets commercials, and even though we've been sorry as hell, he's been getting commercials and everything. His earning potential,
because he has it.
His earning potential is off the charts. It doesn't matter. He hasn't even been playing like that.
No, I'm saying, but that's why he gets. but that's why he gets what he gets, though. You know what I
It's
mean? Because
because
even when we
he's Saquon Barkley. He's one of those guys that people gravitate to, and he's a very likable guy. He puts butts in seats. He's one of those type cats, like a Odell Beckham and cats like that. They put butts in seats. That is very true. That's not a knock on him. But his earning potential is way higher than Daniel Jones off the field. So how fair is it to come to Daniel Jones and tell Daniel Jones to give up the little bit of money that he's earned to give to a guy that's more than likely, if we start winning, is going to get all the credit. He's going to get all the endorsements. The best thing I could do for my career is ball
who
out
ain't
on the
gonna get all
field
the
and get
credit? The
contracts.
quarterback gets all the credit for the wins.
Lou, you gotta be real about
I
this,
mean, I
bro.
know the Giants fan base talks shit about DJ and the media hates on DJ, so they'll more than likely try to give Barkley the credit. But you have some analysts out there who are honest, who will be like, no, DJ did his thing.
Out of
There's
a
few,
hundred,
there's
out of
not
a
many
hundred,
of them.
out of a
There's
hundred,
not
how many
many
you
of
think they
them.
would do that?
2 or 3.
And the rest of the 97 are gonna be on Saquon Barkley's side. This man, Daniel Jones, has to give up the little bit of money that he earned, where you want him to give up a little bit of money that he's earned, that everybody says that he doesn't deserve. There's no
I
way
never said
possible
that.
I'll pay. No, I said
I
a
never
lot of
said that.
people, a lot of people say
I
that.
was
That
happy when
is
he got his money.
me too.
I think it was a smart business move on Shane's part because in a year or two, the market will be way higher and he'll be locked in at a nice, decent rate for the quarterback that he's shown to be. Now, if he balls
Yeah.
out and turns into Aaron Rodgers all of a sudden, then when his contract is up, they'll cross that bridge when it gets there. But for the meantime, I think it was a fair contract. Um, I just wish that none of this shit would have happened with Saquon and we could have got a clean deal, nice and tied up in a little bow, and came in here with no distractions. But I'm glad that
Uh,
he came in this morning and showed up. So
all I'm telling you is that is one of the most unfair things possible, to ask Daniel Jones to give up money to give anybody else money. Because out of all the people that's on that team, he has the least potential to get anything off of the field.
I
Brian
stand by what I
Dable,
said.
Brian Dable has the potential to get more endorsements than Daniel Jones. His career is already
That's fucked
tarnished.
up.
It's
This-
true. His career is already tarnished when it comes to off-field potential. Nobody's ever gonna come to Daniel Jones and be like, hey, look, kid, we want you to be the face of our product.
oh, bull
How?
crap. I don't believe that. I
You
don't believe
don't?
that.
You don't?
No.
As long as that man Saquon Barkley on his team, Daniel Jones would never see any type of national media attention.
Well,
I don't
I, I,
care if that
I
man.
beg to differ, and I'm going
I
to tell
don't.
you why. This year, he has Darren Waller, Paris Campbell, Jalen Hyatt, uh, Bryce
You're
Ford
not.
Wheaton, Wandale Robinson, Sterling Shepard. Uh, I mean, he's got a plethora of weapons to throw to, and a few backs to hand it to, and his run game himself. So I think
You're not
this
paying it.
offense is going to be way more explosive, way more disguised and tricky. Um, and I think he's going to ball. I think it's going to be a 1-2 punch, almost like a run and shoot offense, like the old Buffalo Bills with Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas.
You're
Those
not.
days.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm telling you, no matter what that dude
No, I'm
does
saying
on
that
that field,
if he plays the way I think offense is going to be, they're going to have no choice but to give him his credit, bro. They're going to have
if
no choice.
that man can throw for over 4,000 yards this year, if Saquon Barkley plays the games, they're going to give all the credit to Saquon Barkley. And even when he throws for 4,500 yards, they're going to say, well, he had to have a bunch of weapons to do it. Watch what I tell you. That man's career, as far as endorsements, is done.
Isaiah Hodgins is not a weapon. He's a good route runner. Okay,
That
this is not a bunch of number one draft picks. They can't say that. Logically, they can try it, but I'll bust the holes all in their arguments.
bro,
You
they
got a
haven't said
ragtag
anything
group of
logically.
receivers with 1/3 round draft pick.
They
He's
haven't
got
said
amazing
anything
weapons. No,
logically so this far, bro.
huh?
They haven't said anything logically this far. They're saying Saquon Barkley was 100% of the offense, and down the stretch, Daniel Jones almost had as many rushing yards as he did. But you want to know what they say? Oh, it's because Saquon Barkley was on the field. He got those yards. Oh, it was because of Saquon Barkley. He did how well he did in Minnesota. So now that he has Waller and Campbell and all these guys, guess what they're gonna do? Oh, he only threw for 4,000 yards because they had to get him a number one tight end, and Hodges became a number one receiver. That's the only reason why he did it. And Saquon Barkley's on the field, and it allows him to do that. That's exactly what his career arc is going to be as long as Saquon Barkley is on this team. That man literally would have to play years without Saquon Barkley on his team to get any type of a smidget of respect.
Nah, I don't believe that. He just got to make one spectacular throw.
He did that in the playoff game with Minnesota.
No, I'm telling you. Listen, one spectacular throw for the win, and once the Giants fans are chanting Daniel, the reporters will have no choice but to change their narrative.
Daniel Jones got a standing ovation in MetLife Stadium after he played the Colts. It's not the Giants fans I'm worried about. The
I know you
national
talking about
media
these
is
analysts
already
and these haters.
the national
Yeah.
media has already said their mark, bro. It's over with. Kayvon Thibodeau right now is more marketable than Daniel Jones will ever be in his career. As long as Saquon Barkley is on this team.
That is horrible, bro. You think it's so pessimistically.
No,
I don't think
I'm
I
speaking
don't think
truth,
it's that
bro.
deep.
That is absolute truth. When you really sit there and think about it, that's how it's going to go, bro. Because first, Daniel Jones is not a flashy type player. He's a little goofy. Call it what it is. He's too laid back, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out there and play for my team, bro. I don't. He doesn't care about it. He's like just like how Eli was. But you know what saved Eli when it came to endorsements and shit? He's part of the first family. His brother was Peyton Manning. Of course he's gonna get. As long as he
His
do
dad was
anything, he's
Arch
gonna get a.
Manning.
Yeah, his daughter's. Daniel Jones ain't got that shit, man. It's over with. Anything that man does, as
They
long as
backing him
Saquon
though.
Barkley, yeah, it's not blood.
Watch,
They
I'm
can back
telling
him
you,
all they
Daniel
want.
Jones is gonna have a lot of endorsements. You mark my words. When he
Yeah,
bring 2 rings here, he's gonna have all
yeah.
types of endorsements.
He's gonna have all the endorsements in New York that he can locally, and he's gonna be one of the guys in New York when it comes where he could walk in New York and go into any bar and anything. But after that, you're not gonna hear anything from Daniel Jones. He's gonna walk around in New Jersey, New York, get what he can, and he's gonna be in North Carolina where you at in his house with 2 Super Bowl rings, and nobody's gonna talk about him anymore. As long as Saquon Barkley is on his team.
You crazy as hell. Why are you trying to get rid of my boy Barkley, man?
I'm not trying to get rid of Barkley. I want Barkley
You're
to
trying to
stay here.
cause you're trying to create a rift in the locker room saying this.
How can you create a rift in the locker room when you're telling the truth? And Daniel Jones doesn't care. He doesn't care about that. I'm just telling you the truth. That's what it's going to be. As long as that man is on this team, let Saquon Barkley rush for 1,000 yards. That's it. I don't care if Daniel Jones throws for 5,000 yards. It's going to be Saquon Barkley was the whole team. And a smidge of the little Daniel Jones, because you ain't got no choice but to give him a tad bit of respect if he's putting back-to-back 4,000 yards. Well, will you really sit there and think about that shit? It's over with for that kid, man, because they destroyed that kid from the jump, bro. There's nothing he can do to shake back from that unless Saquon Barkley leaves and he balls out for years. And then they be like, yeah, you know what? Daniel Jones was pretty good. He balled out for 5 to 6 years without Saquon Barkley. But if they both play as Giants for the rest of their career, Saquon Barkley is going to be the one on TV, and he's going to be the one on TV saying, "Man, well, I couldn't have done none of that without Daniel Jones." Look at about, yeah, right, man. You are the best Giant player ever, bro. You Saquon Barkley. But yeah, man. But did you see what Daniel Jones did, man? We ain't trying to hear that shit. We don't care
Ain't
about no
nothing to
damn
go
Daniel
about that,
Jones.
man.
I'm telling you how it's gonna go, bro. He's gonna fade away. The only people that's gonna be talking about him are the people like me who really love the game and really see the game for what it was. But as long as that man is here, it's gonna be all about Barkley. And we're fortunate enough to have a quarterback that doesn't care about that. That doesn't have an ego. He doesn't care about that. He just wants to go out there to be the best he can be. He can give a shit. If he gave a shit about the media, bro, he would have been said something.
Oh yeah, with all the shit they said about him, he'd been snapped, said something. But that's
But
been
that's
our
why,
way. We've been giving
yeah,
it to you all way for 30 minutes. We
right.
can't give you much more of it all way more than 30 minutes. Your head explode. You be writing letters. You be calling in, acting like Karen. So
But just to tell you, that's why there's no way possible I asked that man to give a dime to anybody. Because that's what he's gonna make in his career, bro. That's it. As long as that man is on his team,
go ahead.
it's gonna be the Saquon Barkley show, and that's it.
Uh, I beg to differ, but we can agree to disagree. I
All
think he's
right.
going. I think we're going to see them spreading the ball around this year a lot, and I think, um, it's going to be quite shocking to see. I think is good. Saquon might catch more than he runs this year.
And that's very possible. And that's even worse for Daniel Jones. Cause now, now they're
He's
gonna
the one
say
throwing the ball to him.
it
At the end
don't
of the day, you
matter.
can't have one without the other. You
These
can't have
people
Jerry
said
Rice. You can't have Jerry Rice
these
without Joe Montana and Steve Young, right?
these
You can't have.
people these people said Saquon Barkley was 100% of the offense, and he didn't even get a receiving
They were
touchdown
smoking
this
crack.
year. So imagine if that man got 1,000 yards
They
rushing,
were
about
they were
700 and some
smoking crack.
yards receiving with
But
with
see,
touchdowns.
these are the people you can't listen to because we know better. So when you hear that stupidity, you
I
got to be
know,
like, "Oh shit,
I
yeah,
know
we
we know
smoking crack."
better. I know we know better. But how you gonna market Daniel Jones when the whole world is saying it's Saquon Barkley show?
Now he
How
was
you gonna market him?
100% the face of the franchise. I would say 98.9% of the reason there's asses in seats at the stadium. But you cannot say that he was 100% of the offense. Like that's just fucking plumb stupid.
And guess what? That's the narrative that's being pushed right now.
That's what they
As
say. I know.
stupid as that is. So when you sit here and watch what I tell you, you sit here and hear me tell you. If that man gets over 500 receiving yards and catches 5 touchdowns receiving and rushes for 1,000 yards, Daniel Jones ain't shit. That's exactly what they're gonna tell you. It's all Saquon Barkley.
This has been a Big Blue Crew Sports production.
You can have a little bit of hope for Daniel Jones if you want to, but that man is gonna ride off of the sunset. Hopefully with Lisa Ring, hopefully multiple. But ain't nobody gonna say shit about Daniel Jones. It's gonna be about Barkley. And that's why I wouldn't want that dude to give up a dime of his money. But that's been Giants Talk our way, man. Thank you for Big Blue Lou starting up this podcast with me, man. New York Giants, the Big Blue Crew. We're bringing you the heat. We're bringing you more podcasts. We're bringing you more videos. We're just going to be bringing you everything this season. hopefully the New York Giants can at least go 11-6. I hope they do go 11-6 and let the prophesized 11-6 come true. Shirts already made. Get them from G Nation Inside Sports. So, I mean, that's why I back the dude Daniel Jones so much, bro, because I already see the arc of his career, and that's gonna be sad. Because if you think Eli Manning don't get the credit he deserves, let that man win 2 Super Bowls and Saquon Barkley on his team. It's gonna be sad, bro. Gonna be happy for him, but it's gonna be sad. He's gonna have to leave, and he ain't gonna get no jubilation except from the
He
people
win
in New
2
York.
rings. I guarantee you, he gonna have Subway sandwiches endorsements. He gonna have Papa John endorsements. I'm telling you, I promise.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
Just you watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
Right.
But to the next podcast, episode 3, which will be featured on G Nation Inside Sports Channel. Right. To the next episode, man. Real New York Giants talk. Tune in, episode 2. Love you guys. We out.
And catch my leather to the face Saturday. Terrence Crawford against
Terrence
Earl
Crawford.
Spence.
I'm finna watch Errol Spence knock out Bud Crawford. You heard it here first.
You don't
watch what I tell you.
Yeah, the way around.
We gonna end that right there because obviously you don't
think he
believe
in
anything
another
I
car
say.
crash when he catch that left hook.
Mm-hmm. I know because he's gonna be looking at
He
Bud
gonna catch
Crawford
that
on the
left
ground
hook.
like, dang, I didn't mean to do that to him.
Left hook and think he was in another car accident. I'm telling you.
Right. We need to start the Leather to the Face podcast too, but that's another story and that's another podcast for another day. And until you get another episode,
No, that's the Boots to Asses podcast.
right. And until the next episode, welcome to the Gulag.
Looks like we got another one! On the ground! This is the Gulag. In here, you fight to win back your life. Gates!
This is a Big Blue Crew production.